Hey there, so I'm going to show you a really easy stitch. Works great in the body of hats. I'm going to do it in a flat panel, it's really easy. Other people may come up with how to do it, so I'm going to name it for just what it is. I'm going to call it the Ewrap owl stitch. So that gives us a way to talk about it, and I did need a name to actually have for the video, so I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's very easy to do. So I have a cotton thread, so this is kind of summer, and it'll really show the stitches, and it's kind of a ribbon. It has a little bit of stretch to it. People are going to want to know what the yarn is. It's Rico Design Fashion Summer Print, 50 grams, 65 meters, 100% cotton, hand wash, lay flat to dry, and the color just has a number, 10, but it's the one that is white with a few colors of blue, pink, and purple, and it's a bulky number 5 yarn. But it's done as a tape instead of a tube for stretchiness, and it looks different when you knit it up, so it's good for different uses, and I really like it better for hats, and I like the tubes better for bags and things, but whatever you like. So I'm just going to take my yarn, make a slip knot. So I'm just going to make one of these, and with the working yarn being under, I just pull it through, and I have a slip knot. And I just place that on peg 1, which is going to be here because I marked it. And so because we're using every other peg, I marked every second peg. You might not have to do that. A lot of people don't bother, and you can use tape, you can use anything to mark them, but I like to mark them. I've marked these two because they're always going to be the same stitch, and I marked these two, they're always going to be the same stitch because we don't want it to curl, and Ewrap will curl if it is too close to the edge. So to cast on, I'm just going to do a really easy cast on. This is just a stitch video. I'm not going to do a whole project, but I just wanted to show you how to do it in a flat panel. And so when we have the loop, it goes behind the peg, tighten it up. This cast on I have on my YouTube channel. I use it a lot. It's a crochet chain type of cast on, so if you need to look at it more, it's there. It's just intended to be a stitch video. I was not going to teach the cast on, but I'm just going to quickly do that, and I showed you a little bit how to do it. But I thought you might want to have a stitch video of this stitch. I use it in projects, but you might have all kinds of uses for it, so I wanted to give this out to the public. Okay, so I'm just going to knit this over. Now, whenever I do a project with owl eye, I don't want the bottoms to curl, and because we have Ewrap in here, I don't want it to curl, so I'm going to do 2 rows of owl eye. Now, owl eye and Ewrap can curl if you don't do them exactly certain ways, because owl eye is not the opposite of Ewrap like purl is to prevent curling. Owl eye on its own doesn't curl. So the idea of doing this stitch is to have enough owl eye that the Ewrap can't make it curl, and have it bordered by a wrap that doesn't curl. And that's the best you can do when you mix the two without purls, but I want to do this stitch without purls. In the round, of course, it works perfectly fine, but I wanted to do it in a flat panel. In the round, it looks really, really pretty too, so you can always do that and not worry about any curling. Okay, we do the second row, and I'm going to slow down and show you how to do owl eye in case you don't know, but I have lots of videos of owl eye. So, how to do owl eye. Anywhere your yarn is, peg 1. So you rewrap peg 1 over peg 2, just like that. Now you're on peg 1 again. You wrap you wrap peg 1 and 2 and knit them over. You're at peg 1, wrap peg 1 and 2 and knit it over, and that's owl eye. Very easy. Every peg is getting 2 stitches. And that's the important thing with owl eye. Everything gets 2 stitches. So basically, if you look at what I'm doing, I've done a Ewrap. I'm going behind and I'm Ewrapping it again, really. That's what owl eye is. So it can be done on 1 peg, which is what we're going to do in the body. It does not have to be done on 2 pegs. Okay, so now we're ready to start the stitch. These 2 are always going to be owl eye. Okay, so wrap them. Keep owl eye loose too. You want it to be a nice loose stitch, especially when you're working with Ewrap. Okay, now every peg that has a marker, I'm going to do Ewrap on, and every peg that doesn't have a marker, I'm going to do owl eye on. So this is the first one for Ewrap. So I'm just going to Ewrap it. Then I'm going to go over to the next peg from behind, and I'm going to Ewrap it, and then I'm going to Ewrap it again, but I'm going to Ewrap it by having this and coming back and rewrapping it that way. So I'm wrapping around it. Okay, then I can go and do the Ewrap, and then from behind I come over and in front to do a Ewrap. Then from behind I come back in front and do a Ewrap, and then Ewrap. So it's pretty easy stitch to do. From behind over, do your Ewrap and come and do your Ewrap. There you go, that's owl eye on 1 peg. Then Ewrap. And then come over and do your owl eye here. And then do your owl eye like this to do the edges. And then back and over the 2 like that. Nice and loose. Do your second stitch on the owl eye always. And then your Ewrap. And then your owl eye. And I'm going to show you a faster way to do it. So you do the first stitch with the owl eye, you come back to do the owl eye, and go right over and wrap your Ewrap, keeping it loose. Okay, and then you come over, do the owl eye first stitch, second stitch, come over, Ewrap the second. And that's the fast way to do it. Come over, do your first stitch of your owl eye, come back and Ewrap the next one. And then come over and do your owl eye. Do your owl eye like this. And come back like this. Okay, so this is, I'm showing you how to do a flat panel with this stitch, and here you can already see it coming. It's really, really pretty done loosely. You can do it tighter too, but it makes a really, really, really pretty stitch. And I think it's just perfect for some uses. Right now I'm using it for summer hats because it's just right to actually protect me from the sun and also give me some breeze, but it'd be great on winter hats too. Really pretty pattern, but I'm going to do it more because we want to actually see what it looks like. So here's the fast way again. We're just going to do our Ewrap, come over, do our first stitch of the owl eye, the Ewrap, come back, right, rewrap it, and do the Ewrap. Come back, do the owl eye. And so it goes really fast, really, really fast. Beautiful stitch, I think. I've tried different ways of combining them. They don't work good in rows because, well, they do if you put a really good border on there. I've tried different combinations of them. You can't just do like 10 rows of Ewrap and then do 10 rows of owl eye and expect it to look okay. They're not the opposite of each other, so you have to be very careful how you mix them. Can't mix them like you can mix knit and purl. You can mix owl eye and purl, but right here it's mixing these 2 stitches that are both based on knits and balancing the tension so they don't curl, basically. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Okay, so we're going to Ewrap it and come and do our first stitch of the owl eye. And then second stitch of the owl eye and Ewrap. It's kind of like doing a figure 8 on the second stitch, isn't it? And then this was the Ewrap, so we come over and do the owl eye. But see, this is why I like to mark them, so if I get a little bit confused, especially when I'm talking to you, I can remember what I'm doing. And then we're at the end again. And there we go. That's how it looks. Really, really pretty. And I'm just going to go up a little further to show you, because although it's just a stitch video, I want you to see really what it looks like. I mean, owl eye alone is really pretty, but what this is doing is there's your curly owl eye in here, and then you've got your Ewrap type of stitches going here, and then owl eye. So it's really pretty. If you do the odd wrap wrong, it will still look kind of nice. It'll blend in, but gives you just quite a nice lace that's not too lacy. It's more of a pattern. If you used a thicker yarn, you'd just have a pattern. Okay, so I'll just do a couple more rows. A lot of people have asked me, can I mix owl eye and Ewrap? So I did want to come up with a few different ways that you can do it. This is my first video of it. Okay, so first stitch of owl eye on the unmarked pegs, come back around and do the Ewrap. Stitch on the owl eye on this peg, come back and do the Ewrap. Really fast and easy to do. You can use other corner treatments if you like it. If your tension is not loose and it's tight and you find you have some curling, you can always do something different with these end pegs. You could purl them one way, knit them the other. That's what I do for stitches that have slight curl. When I'm coming back this way, I purl them and then I knit them, and I just do the two, and that will balance any stitch that has a slight curl. So you can do that if you find you're curling with this stitch. It will work, because we all knit with different tension. And I know some people who've had garter stitch curl, and it's tension usually. That's the problem. So if you want to do a different edge, feel free. But don't do a standard slip edge, you will curl. That's not going to balance the stitches enough. Okay, I'll do one more and we'll take a look at it, and that should be enough for you to realize. If you want the cast off that matches this cast on I did, which is just a nice braided cast on, I have it on my channel. And you can actually slow down the video if you'd like, because there's a little gear, and you'll find it at the bottom right. And that little gear can slow things down. Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, so you notice it's laying really flat. It's not curling. So that's really good. And we're going to pull the stitches a little bit to really take a look at this. Okay, there we go. That's opened it up so you can see it. It's a really, really pretty pattern. Okay? There it is against the gray. Here it is against my navy to look at it. And we'll just come up really close and you can see. So this right here is the owl eye, this thicker stitch here. And this is the Ewrap. So there you go. Really, really nice. I really, really like it. Goes really fast, and using the traditional Ewrap with my owl eye is just really fun to do. It gives me a different lace pattern that's nice and quick to do on things without pearls. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the stitch, and until next time, we'll see ya.